everyone's looking for the young guy. They're looking for McVay. I think take a shot out Todd Bowles, get him a second shot at head coach, and see if he can do it.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
It's crazy. And our kids will know how great Tom Brady is because he's going to be playing.
Yes, it is 15.0%.
That's what the Yankees brought Garrett Cole to do.
He was a 6th-round pick. This is a fairy tale story that's being written in front of our eyes.
People like to call them their JV team, and they just stole one of their better players.
They didn't struggle against the Padres. The Padres didn't really put up a fight in most of the games.
Jerry Jones, hope you're listening.
Hi, I'm Landon Bowe, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our sports opinions of the week, as it is the offseason for a lot of the teams, and just kind of a lot of stuff is happening, but also not happening. So, Austin, it's always good to have a sports documentary when the seasons are not happening. And here we are with the best sports documentaries that we have our own individual list out of the documentaries you and I have both watched.
Yes, and this is not every single sports documentary. I think that should be known. Not all these are going to be your favorites, or even the one we probably haven't watched the favorite of some of the viewers that we have. And I'm excited to see kind of what yours are, but I think that I like my list. I do like my list.
I like my list as well, and I wish I could have watched more sports documentaries, but it's something that I'm going to try to do more, and I'm curious to see which ones are on your list, and then if we kind of have some overlap between our documentaries. So I'll let you get started with number 5, unless you have honorable mentions.
I don't have any honorable mentions because I feel like there's a lot of. I didn't want to name too many of them, so I decided to go with just my top 5. And this is one that I mentioned to you before. It's Rand University. It's the only 30 for 30 on this list. It's my favorite 30 for 30. It's about Randy Moss and kind of his come up. Obviously, he went to Marshall, the whole Florida State ordeal. I think it's the best 30 for 30 ever made. There's other 30 for 30s that are very good. There's one about Shaq and the Magic. There's one about Christian Laettner. There's a couple good ones out there, but I think my favorite is Rand University. It's a great watch, and it's not that long.
So you mentioned mine as number 5. It's not Rand University, but it's the Magic Moment, which is the 30 for 30 on Shaq and Penny Hardaway with the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, this Magic Moment. That's a good one.
Magic Moment. It's fantastic. I love kind of how it went through it. I watched it a few years ago, and it kind of delved into that kind of moment with the Orlando Magic and then just kind of what didn't happen. So I think it's a great way to kind of catch up on the history of the game. So that's my 5. And then I'll go into my 4, which is, so this is kind of like Netflix's 30 for 30, but it's untold. And this was kind of a series, and it was on the Florida Gators with Tim Tebow, and then, of course, Urban Meyer as the head coach. And to me, it did a great job kind of showing the success, but also showing hints of what kind of the cost of it, especially with Urban Meyer and kind of how it affected his health. So, and it's called the Swamp Kings. It was really fantastic, kind of going the different iterations of when Florida won the national championship during that era.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of great ones. What's funny about this list for me is that some of them aren't even ones that we cover, sports that we cover. And that starts out with my number 4 is Bobby Fischer Against the World. I don't know if you follow chess at all, Kevin, but this is a very, very good sports documentary that is a chess documentary about Bobby Fischer and kind of his fight against the Russians at the time in the chess world. And it's a great watch. It also gets you into the mind of someone that eventually kind of went insane and left the chess world and kind of became a hermit. And it kind of shows how his mental's really changed throughout this whole ordeal. But it goes from him being chess champion and being the best player in the world to obviously what ended up happening, which I won't spoil if y'all haven't watched it.
All right, I'll have to add that to my list. I did not have that one on my list. What about your number 3?
My number 3 is Iverson. It's a very good documentary about Allen Iverson. His bring up the whole. If you guys don't know what happened at the bowling alley, you should watch it. There's a lot of stuff that happened before his NBA career that really, if you weren't around at that time, which obviously I wasn't, you don't know those intricacies and those nuances that did happen back then. And obviously his time at Georgetown and him being such a highly touted prospect, how that gets to him, and how he's a very unconventional player, and it's an unconventional sports documentary. And it's a very good one.
I think I may have watched that one. It may have been, it was a while ago, so I might revisit that because I was just kind of watching sports documentaries. I wasn't into basketball as much, but I remember parts of it. But yeah, I don't remember the upbringing part, but I kind of remember kind of his NBA career talked about during that documentary. But so I'll have to watch it again. My third one is Pony Express, which is fantastic, especially given where we are currently at in college athletics. It talks about SMU and their paying players, and then the death
Is that
penalty.
30 for 32?
Yes, it's also for 30 for 30.
I thought that sounded like the one I watched.
It's fantastic. I think it was one of the earlier ones. It's fantastic. It's talking about kind of SMU and just how much it gutted the program with the death penalty, but also what led to it. It was really fascinating. I think it's only an hour and a half, so it was really a great watch. And it goes back to when the present moment is when the SMU, I think, is like, it's in the early 10s. So a lot has changed, especially with now NIL, but it was kind of when SMU is paying a lot of players. And there's kind of what led to the death penalty and the result of paying those players.
Yeah. That's a very good one. My number 2 is More Than a Game. Have you seen that one before?
No, I have not.
It's a LeBron one. It's really good. It's early LeBron. It's high school LeBron, and kind of telling a story about his youth life and his high school career. It's really cool to see. Again, I wasn't really around while LeBron was a prospect, so seeing how he kind of went through high school, went through his trials and tribulations, it's a very good watch.
All right. I'll have to watch that one. I don't know if you've seen this one. My number 2, it's Take the Ball, Pass the Ball. It's about FC Barcelona from 2008 to 2012. And it has a lot of accounts from a lot of the players for FC Barcelona and just talks about Pep Guardiola's whole kind of system and what it did with FC Barcelona and just how well they did it. It's really a fantastic documentary. It was wonderful to kind of see them talk about Pep's kind of soccer system, where it came from, and then kind of how it evolved FC Barcelona at that time. And then, it's truly amazing. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I have not watched that. I'll have to add that to my list. And my favorite one, we're back to a sport that we do not cover, and it's Senna, which is a F1 driver, Brazilian F1 driver that had a very, very tragic death at 34, and kind of his entire career before that. It's a moving watch. It's also just amazing to see. He's one of my dad's favorite racers, and I remember watching it with him, and it definitely is a great documentary.
All right, I'll have to add that. I need to. I know there's a lot of F1 documentaries, so I need to get into that. My number 1 is Last Dance. I think that was a fantastic one, and just
I still need to watch that. For some reason,
I forget you haven't watched it. It's good, and a lot of documentaries now are kind of, a lot of people are talking about, they're kind of copying Last Dance formula, where I think it was, you did have players' accounts, but you'd show them something, and it led to just a full circle moment and just kind of full coverage of the Chicago Bulls and the Michael Jordan years.
Yeah, if I was going to have an honorable mention, this is probably in the same format as that is. Have you seen Man in the Arena?
Yes, that is a good one. Yes. Yeah, it was kind of
the Brady one. That one's also very good. So I remember watching that one with my dad too. So there's a couple good ones that my dad's told me about that I still haven't watched. There's one about Barry Sanders I need to watch, but there's a good couple that I have enjoyed and come back to, but there's still a lot that I need to obviously watch.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. So is Man in the Arena number 1 for you?
No, that's Cinema. I was just mentioning like an honorable mention,
Oh,
like
Cinema.
Manny Reed. Like it's just a cinema, or not cinema,
Okay.
a similar like feel to Last Dance. I feel like because that's kind of what Man in the Arena was. Even though I haven't seen Last Dance, it kind of was a how they won the titles, which is kind of what the Last Dance was explaining.
Yeah.
The '98 ring. So
Okay, so Senna's your 1. I thought that was your 2.
no, yeah,
Almost.
no. Man in the Arena was just an honorable mention.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great one, and we'll have to add that. But yeah, that's kind of our list right now. There's a lot of ones we left off, and we may have not seen them. So let us know in the comments, and we can watch some more and maybe do another recap or other videos because there's definitely a lot out there. I've heard a lot about Nolan Ryan, Barry Sanders. I've also heard about that. And then there's also Game 7s, which I've watched part of that, which is really fun. It's on Amazon Prime. It kind of takes different Game 7s throughout the years and just does an episode on them.
Is it on a particular sport or is it all sports?
All sports. So they have one about the Red Sox Yankees. Then they have Spurs Mavericks, Cleveland versus the Cubs in the World Series. And then I know there's a hockey one. So they do a lot of different sports. And it's just kind of the best Game 7s throughout the years.
Cool.
So let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if we missed something, let us know. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.